Who's actually getting the most out of a massive 85-inch mini LED TV paired with a 16-speaker home theater system? And who might be better off putting that money toward a smaller screen or a simpler soundbar? If you're sitting on the fence about whether the Sony BRAVIA theater bundle is worth the price tag for a regular family movie night, a weekly binge-watch session, or for the occasional gaming marathon, keep listening. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The first thing most people worry about with a bundle this big is the practical side of getting everything to work in a real living room. You've probably read the glossy brochure that touts 360 spatial sound and mini LED brightness and contrast, but the moment you hook the TV up to your Wi-Fi and start wiring the speakers, you're asking yourself, will this actually sound better than the cheap soundbars I've tried? Do I really need an 85-inch screen, or will it just dominate my space and be a glare nightmare? And, maybe most importantly, am I paying for a future-proof setup or just a premium price tag that could have been split into two separate upgrades? Let's break that down by walking through the day-to-day experience most owners are likely to have. First, the TV itself. At 85 inches, the mini LED panel delivers deep blacks and bright highlights that are noticeable even in a moderately lit room. I've seen families watching a nature documentary in the evenings where the teal blue sea and the bright coral pop without washing out the surrounding room light. The Google TV interface is smooth enough that you can pull up a streaming app, find a show, and start it within a few seconds, no lag that would throw off a gaming session. The real win, however, comes when you switch to a dark movie like a thriller. The mini LED technology lets the scene stay truly dark while still preserving detail in the shadows. If you're someone who prefers crisp, vivid images for movies or sports, that kind of contrast is a tangible benefit, not just marketing jargon. Now on to the sound side. The 16-speaker kit is arranged as a triangular array that tries to create a 360 spatial sound field. In practice, that means you'll hear dialogue clearly from the front center speakers while ambient effects like rain or an explosion seem to come from the sides and rear. On a typical family movie night, you'll notice that the dialogue stays on track even when the soundtrack gets busy, which can be a relief if you've ever strained to hear a character's whisper over a soundtrack spike. For gamers, the directional audio helps locate in-game cues without needing a separate headset. A practical example, in a competitive shooter, a footstep coming from behind you will be more discernible than on a TV's built-in speakers, giving you a slight tactical edge. That said, there are some hidden trade-offs you need to consider. First, the installation. The system isn't a plug-and-play solution. The speakers require wiring, and while Sony's manual is fairly clear, you'll still need a bit of DIY skill or a professional installer to place the rear speakers correctly. If you're renting or live in an apartment where you can't drill holes, this could become a major obstacle. Secondly, the size of the TV actually demands a sizable wall or a sturdy TV stand. In a typical 1,215-foot room, the screen can dominate the focal point, but it also means you have to sit at least 1,012 feet away for the best viewing angle. If your couch is closer than that, you'll start to notice pixel-level softness at the edges, which can be a disappointment after you've paid a premium. Who should buy this bundle? Think of households that already have a dedicated media room or a large open-plan living area where the TV can be mounted at a proper viewing distance. If you're an avid movie watcher who values both picture depth and an immersive soundstage, this bundle gives you a cohesive solution without having to source separate components. It also appeals to gamers who want that surround sound experience without the clutter of multiple cables. Once the speakers are tucked away, the room stays tidy. Who should skip it? If you live in a small apartment, have a limited budget, or only watch content casually, you'll likely be better served by a smaller 65-inch TV paired with a quality soundbar. The soundbar will be easier to set up, take up far less space, and still improve on the built-in speakers. Also, if you're not comfortable with speaker wiring or don't want to involve a professional, the effort involved with the 16-speaker system may feel more like a chore than a benefit. Practical strengths. The mini LED panel truly does deliver higher peak brightness than most OLED models in the same price range, which matters for HDR content in bright rooms. The speaker array's placement helps keep dialogue intelligible, which is a concrete win for anyone who streams foreign language films with subtitles. The Google TV platform aggregates apps nicely, meaning you won't have to juggle multiple remotes, a small but noticeable convenience when you're all ready.